First of all, I'd like to say good morning to you. How are you guys? We have Eros here. Good morning, ma'am. We have Ace. We have TQ here. I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake. Let me go to sleep again. That is my story of how I felt all morning. I just felt like snuggling in with my blanket, my pillow, and just call it a day. But no way, we're doing this. We're doing this instead. This is my second glass of tea. We're starting this off this morning with Bigelow Constant Comment. And you know what we're going to do? Because every single episode, I always start off with talking about the tea that I'm drinking. And I always say the same thing. It's from Bigelow Farms in South Carolina. Well, let's go and figure this out. Bigelow Tea Company. Let's go figure out together and solve this once and for all. Hey, good morning to Cow Doggy. What's up? I can't play my co-op today, but I'll lurk around. Sounds good, man. Today is the podcast, and then we're going to play marbles. And you don't even need the game for that. You just hang out with me, and we'll play marbles together. Let's figure out, okay, our family story. Let's solve this mystery together right here. Let me see. Where does it say? Right there. Ruth Campbell Bigelow created her first cup of Constant Comment tea until today. That's what I'm drinking right now. Holy cow. Isn't it marbles today, though? Yes, it is. Right after this podcast, we'll be doing marbles. Didn't realize that. No worries. Tomorrow is Bloons BTD 6 all day long, 5 hours of Bloons. All right, I just want to know where they're from. So, do they not have an address? Shipping process. No, I don't want that. Contact us. Wait, do they have an address there? Bigelow Tea, Fairfield, Connecticut. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, that's actually where I'm from. Not the city, but Connecticut itself. Let me see. Where is the farm? Hold on. We need to know where the farm is. Tea farm location. How about that? Google, give it to us. Let's look at this together so you guys are in on this, all right? The Charleston. Okay. I feel like that's a win right there. All right, the Charleston Tea Garden is located 20 miles south of Charleston, South Carolina. There it is. I was right. It's South Carolina. Man, I was so nervous to be wrong. I'm not even going to lie. Like, if I was wrong right there, I probably should have just shut the camera off, turn off the mic, and walk away. Because that would have been a huge mistake. To be sitting there for 15 episodes, be like, I'm drinking Bigelow Farms. They're a little tea farm from South Carolina. And then have it in like, oh yeah, they imported it in from like Colombia or something like that. I mean, Colombia is not an area where they grow tea, I don't believe. Oh no, is this a rabbit hole? Oh no, wait. Do they grow tea in Colombia? Oh, this is how, I feel like this is how, like conspiracy theories happen. Some guy is just randomly going through and then trying to link different connections. By the time we're done, we're going to find out where Jimmy Hoffa is. All right, hold on. Colombia is a relatively new area for tea growing. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so they don't typically grow tea there, but they are starting to. So if you guys don't know much about like growing tea, which I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, everybody grows tea at home, right? But you need to be like at a very kind of like a high elevation and have the right type of weather to grow tea. It's very, very interesting. Like, that's the whole reason why India was colonized for their tea, because of the location and everything else. You're Christian. What's up, dude? Morning. Hello. Welcome, for sure, to the podcast. That's right. The podcast, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I do about 4 hours of talking. And then we kind of cruise the internet a little bit like we're doing right now. And it's dope. It is pretty dope. Hi, I'm back. Yo, Howie, what's up, dude? Nice to see you, my friend. So yeah, tea growing is a very unique thing, a unique crop, and you can't just grow it anywhere. Sadly, you can't even like fake it. You know, Like you can't. I mean, I bet you could. I mean, if you can grow marijuana in any like climate and everything else, I don't know. I find like marijuana to be too hard to grow. Like I don't even think if it was legal that I would want to grow it. I don't know. That's just one man's lame opinion. I wouldn't want to grow tea either. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you grow tea? Do you like tea? How many people here actually like tea? Do you care about tea? I don't know. I do it. So the whole reason, can I explain for a second why I drink tea? I used to drink coffee like it was going out of style. I would drink like a pot a day. I swear to God, if you put it in my office, I'm drinking that sucker. And I don't care how sludgy it is. I don't care like how see-through or dark it is. I'm drinking it. But the problem is I want to say I gained like 20 pounds over the course of like a year because of all the creamer and all the sugar. It was so bad. And I couldn't bring myself to become that man that everybody tries to achieve. You know, the black coffee only. Yeah, I'm not that guy. You know, the guy that goes from office to office criticizing your life choices because you put cream and sugar in your coffee. Hey, Sally, you want some more creamer for that? You want some coffee for that? Jesus, it's all milk. I went to a huge tea plantation once. It was really loud. From what? Wait. Loud from like the machinery? Like most people, don't most of the farms like handpick? I think they just handpick tea. Oh no, now it's another tea question. Hold on. Is tea picked by hand? I'm getting an education from Google right now. All right, let's look at this. All right, let's check this out together. Tea is harvested by hand. Not all leaves are picked during harvesting, but only a few top young and juicy leaves. It's the only leaves I like, actually, the juicy ones, with a portion of the stem on which they have grown. Wow. So see, tea is harvested by hand because you have to be very careful with the tea leaves. Like, even when I was 4, I always wanted to be a tea leaf picker. No, I'm kidding, but could you imagine those people that say that? Could you imagine if there was ever a 4-year-old somewhere in this world that wanted to grow up and do nothing but pick tea leaves? Dude, that would be intense. I don't even know what I'd say to my child if they said that to me. Dad, can I want to learn how to pick leaves like you. And I would be like, first of all, stop what you're saying and go to school. I love tea. I was on Tea Havana binge. I don't actually know what that is. Oh, no. Oh, the rabbit hole for tea. I had no intention, just so everybody knows. I came here with a genuine absence of curiosity for tea. And somehow we started the podcast, and I'm 10 minutes in, and I'm still talking about tea. Tea Havana. What is this? Let's look. Oh, my God. They don't even sponsor me. Let's look anyway. Tea Havana craft iced tea. Man, this screams hippie so bad. That's what this screams. Dirty hippies. And don't get me wrong. I love dirty hippies. Like, dirty hippies are my people. I love it. Holy crap. This actually looks really, really good. Look, orange, cinnamon, white tea. Blueberry mint. Okay, I gotta get out of here. I actually have to get out of here. I'm a little nervous that I'm going to take out my credit card. Holy crap, that was close. That was actually really close. Before they were bought by Starbucks. Ew, gross. The commercialization of tea. I mostly just drink Southern sweet tea now. I would, but I am so scared of diabetes. Diabetes like runs rampant through my family. I come from like a really like kind of a heavy set family. Like, I swear to God, I'd be surprised if you could find two family members in my extended family within like three spots removed, like third cousin. I think you'd be hard pressed to find two that exercises on a regular basis and like gets it. I don't come from that kind of family. My type of family, they do everything else but work out. But some of the men are actually kind of skinny. But I think that's because they're alcoholics and not because of their diet choices. There was a lot of machines. It was picked by hand. Oh yeah, for sure. Louisiana. Oh, Louisiana. Wait, Louisiana brand. I'm very familiar with that brand. That's a pretty big brand, I would say. Yeah, that's what you want for Southern tea. Is you can go Lipton. They do have the Southern style tea. When I lived in Georgia for like 7.5 years. So trust me, I probably came really close to getting diabetes when I lived there. All right, so this is Louisiana. Let's see. I'm probably not even saying it right, but I don't even care. Look at those gorgeous tea fields. Holy crap. I just want to roll around in those tea leaves right there. So good. Oh my God. Look, I'm such a fat kid. I start the podcast talking about food and drinks, minus the food. All right. Tyler Stream. And when I say tea, I mean it. Oh my God. That's number 17. That's the title. And I'll only reference number 16. People are like, what is he talking about? I'll make this really super meta podcast. Have you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? Yes, I have. It's a decent movie. And show, I guess, right? Tivana sells loose leaf. They are addictive. Oh, really? Stay clear. I used to have one of those. I still do. I don't know where it is. But I used to have one of those like little round strainers that you stuff the loose tea in and you steep your tea with that. But I gave it up. I don't know where it is. So I don't do loose leaf anymore. Jesus, those are big boy words. Have you no, hold on. Let me say, oh, okay, back, nice. Cowdog says, that's unfortunate about family living style. My mom's side of the family is like that too, with the exception of 2 uncles and cousins. I commend you for breaking the bad habit because it's indeed hard. It is so hard. When growing up, all right, we'll kind of move into that just slightly. But growing up, like none of my family was all about like promoting healthy eating or exercise or anything like that. All they did was like shoot beers in the backyard and just eat and gorge themselves. Donuts piled up everywhere. I'm not trying to talk shit about my family. I mean, to each their own. I mean, most of them actually have lived a very long life. The problem is like knee replacements, hip replacements, all the medical issues that come with it. Now, in high school, I'm driven by something very different. I am extremely, like, I feel testosterone filled, not like roid rage like that, but like, I always have like I'm very competitive. I'm very into things. And so like when I was in high school, I started lifting weights and everything. And then that helped me kind of like burn the energy, burn the testosterone a little bit. And, but I didn't learn how to like eat correctly until much later in life. The only reason why I didn't get huge when I was a kid was I couldn't afford to go to McDonald's. Like that was the only thing stopping me is I couldn't afford all that food. We had food. It was mostly cereal. My mom would go to the grocery store like every week and she'd buy like 10 boxes of cereal. I swear to God, that's all we ate growing up. It was crazy, dude. It was so crazy. But then, I joined the military and, it gave me time to learn nutrition, learn proper care. But, even in my senior year of high school, I was running 5 miles a night and I was driven by the opposite sex. I wanted to, be with, my partners and, whatever. Like growing up, like I was discovering girls. I just wanted to work out. I wanted to get muscles. I wanted to get all those wonderful things so the ladies would enjoy me a little bit more. And, so that's what drove me. I'm so glad that I have like the chemical composition of whatever it is in my body that gets me here. Let me see what else I miss. But yeah, for anybody else that doesn't have the motivation, I got to tell you, please take care of yourself. Because the difference between making it to 80 or 90 with a lot of medical conditions or like very few is very different as far as like quality of life goes. So the more you take care of yourself now, the more you're going to appreciate that later in life. The only thing I really worry about me is I did so much running as like a kid and a teenager and an adult that my knees are really paying for it, especially my left knee. My left knee I have a lot of trouble with, and I'm really afraid of like the whole knee replacement thing. Have you guys seen how they do that? I mean, I'm not going to show that because it's so gross. But have you guys seen it? Oh my God, I do not want a knee replacement. I do not. I gotta wait until like medicine is way better than what it is right now. My fam is full of white collar, beautiful ones. Oh, conservatives. Oh Jesus. Okay. So I'm thinking like a house full of like Jared Kushners. I mean, I don't know if you're Jewish or not. Not that it matters, but like that kind or like. Wait, is there a difference between like certain kinds of conservatives? I never really thought about that. Because, you know, they say, like, Kushner is, like, the prince of America. That's what the conservatives would like, but he's far from. So I picture that when you make that description right there. That would scare me. The Beautiful Ones reference is to an infamous mouse experiment. Oh, whoa. Beautiful. Wait. What's this? Okay, hold on. Do we have another rabbit hole? Hold on, ma'am. Would you like to take over my podcast? You actually have some interesting thoughts here. Beautiful Ones, mouse experiment. I'm not even. Let's see. Is that right? Oh, God, I am so bad at typing. What? Holy cow. Oh no, I think this actually might be like really dark. So what she's referring to, let me blow it up for you guys here. How 1960s mouse utopias led to grim predictions for future of humanity. What in the what? Oh no, I'm gonna have to get lost in this. So if you guys want to check it out too, you can just check it out. Is this? I don't know if this is what you're referring to. I mean, obviously it's quite a read. But I think I'm going to read this so I can find out. I love getting in on stuff I don't know. So there's that. Let me see. The Mouse Utopia Experiments. Hi, yeah, Gremlin, good morning. Hi. How are you? Or I'm sorry. I keeps on saying that. It's good morning for me. Good afternoon for you. Nailed it pretty much. But instead of Jewish, they are Baptist. Like, I don't know if there's much of a difference, right? Because anybody can be Jewish. It's not like a race. It's more of a religion. Is that correct? I know nothing about like what it takes to be. I met a guy. We talked about him once on the podcast. He was he lived in a dorm with me, and he was big into anime, and he converted to Judaism. Wait, is that the same thing? Anyway, I'm pretty sure. Look up Mouse Utopia. Think universe. Yeah, no. I think we definitely have it. All right, this is for sure it. So if anybody wants to like have a nice smart read and get in on that inside information, you'll want this. How 1960s mouse utopias. That seems very interesting. But I don't want to read it on the stream. I'll be more prepared for this on the next one. Thank you for teaching me. By the way, I'm so hooked on Vosh. I'm here to peddle. I'm here to peddle his channel. I'm as a lefty, I'm just such a huge fan of where he's at. You know what bothers me the most, though? That he's 26 years old. He's 26 years old. He literally last night interviewed a 19-year-old on everything about Belarus and the president and the history and everything that's going on in Belarus. And then I felt this rage kind of wash over me. That I'm 16 years older than Vosh, and he's got to be at least 8 to 9 times smarter than me, or at least has a larger vocabulary. He thinks about things in a much different way than I do. My daughter was sitting next to me, and I looked at her. I said, at first it was rage. Now it's just jealousy. But it's also acceptance at the same time, because there's a difference between a lot of different ways of thinking. My way of thinking is whenever I think about something, it's always to get somebody to laugh. Like, I always like creative thoughts. I like thoughts that make you laugh, thoughts that will make you think a little bit, but not too much. You know, I have a very different mindset, and I don't need an extensive vocabulary to get there. Like that destination is easy to arrive at. But then you have somebody like Vosh, which he is funny in a very different way, but he goes really deep into topics, and I think he's very well read. That's probably the way. YouTube. All right. Well, I'm gonna Cow Doggy. Thank you very much. I'm actually gonna check it out on YouTube. I'll start there. I'll read this article. I actually want to know more. My curiosity has been piqued. In pain still. Oh man, I wish there was a way I could help you, because pain sucks. For anybody that is not aware, I have some nerve issues in my neck from my service, and I have 3 discs that are kind of like squishing together a little bit, and so I know what it's like to be in pain. I've been in this pain for like 7 years, and some nights are better than others. But man, I hope that you can find a way to deal with that pain. I don't know how you fix yourself, but I'm sure you have professionals that can get you there. That's the experiment I was referring to. Yes, I consider Jewish more of a religion. Okay, so I mean, I don't want to be a dick and people will be like, oh my God, Unjacked hates Israel or something like that. Like, I'm not trying to get canceled either. I listen to every morning before you. Oh, really? Really? Do you watch like the night before VOD or something? Because I think he only streams from like 8 p.m. For my time at least. 8 p.m. to like midnight-ish. I always fall asleep right at the end. There's a religion called Judaism and an ethnicity. Damn, dude, I am so uncultured when it comes to that. Like I don't spend even a minute diving into religion. Like I respect religion and I love what it brings to the table. Not for myself, but there's a lot of people in this world that they're lost. They are absolutely lost without religion, and they need it. They need fellowship. They need connection. They need something to look forward to. And for some people that's heaven. Some people that's reincarnation. Some people just this one life is good enough. So I never go into like a deep hole on that. I don't actually care. That's my worst crime, I guess. Yo, Shadow, welcome, man. Nice to see you. Yeah, I watch whatever I haven't watched the night before. If there isn't, I'll watch old stuff. Yeah, like I'm definitely digging his stuff. I have to be extremely careful, and I don't know if this affects you at all. Sometimes I'll watch people so much that it'll start like skewing my thinking. And I'll give you an example of that. So I used to watch TYT all the time, the Young Turks. For those that don't know, I'm a lefty. I'm pretty progressive. And I was like, hell yeah, they hold like all of my thoughts right here on this channel. I used to watch their YouTube all the time. And then I started realizing that some of my ideology started skewing to like almost the extreme left. I turned it off. As soon as I recognized that I was starting to skew out of my own like moral compass, I left it. I haven't watched them in years. Like, I cold turkey stuff when I recognize that there's an unhealthy pattern. Yeah, I watch, okay, let me see. Religion is fine as long as it doesn't become intrusive. I agree with that. As soon as it starts affecting everything. By the way, Cars, welcome, man. Nice to see you. Nice to see you this morning. Yeah, I think there's a point where religion can get very unhealthy, sadly. And listen, I'm not here to shit on people that are religious. By all means, do your thing. You know, pray to whoever you need to. Whatever gets you through the night, I don't really care. We only have like 80 years, so however you want to run those, you run those. Either way, we're going to be dead and nobody's going to give a shit about anything that you ever thought. And that goes for me too. Like the only difference is I'm going to have a record on the internet. Like people, oh wow, that's actually scary to think about. Hundreds, if not thousands of years from now, people are going to like unearth Google servers and stuff like that on YouTube. And we're like, what did we have here? And then like somehow they figure out how to read the technology and it's just videos of Unjacked. Like they're going to be like, oh man, they really were cavemen. No, I like, listen, you do you. As long as you're not coming at me with like, I really want you to get saved. Like if you're trying to get me into the church, you're trying to like impose those beliefs on me. We will have an issue, I'm sure. We probably won't be friends for too long. Like, not because I'm upset with you being religious, but I don't want those kind of people in my life. You know, just kind of do your thing. Just do your thing. Oh man, do I have religious people here? I'm sure you have your reasons for it, and I'm not here to shit all over you. So, I don't know how religious like my audience actually is. It's one of those few things that we don't talk about it much. And mostly because it's not a big deal. If you're here, you're here. What you are to me. But then again, sometimes I also think like, maybe it's healthy that I kind of get to know some of my audience, right? Maybe it's not a bad thing. Like if I ever meet you, like if I'm ever in the area and I'm like, hey, let's do a meetup or something, and I meet you, I'm like, you know what? I already kind of have a connection with this person. I kind of know a little bit about this person. I know where they're coming from. So I don't know. It's a dangerous like two-way street of like really getting personalized with your viewers and your audience, and like kind of developing little friendships. I like that. I'll be honest. I kind of like that. I know there's a lot of creators. They just want to create content. They don't need to get to know you. They don't want to sign stuff. They don't want to do anything. But I just feel like Twitch and live streaming is very different. Very different. Pastafarian. I like it. I like it, dude. Yeah. Did you guys see the just on a little side note? Did you guys see the inside of the Church of Cannabis in Colorado? Did you guys see the artwork? I think I showed it on one of the other podcasts. That thing is so beautiful. I want to paint my living room ceiling it. Like I asked my wife what she thought. She was like, "Yeah, I don't care. Whatever you want to do." Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I showed it last time, so I don't think I need it. Let me see. Let's just look here. Yeah, it's just this right here. Like these like cool crazy colors. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh my god. All right, this is a church you could probably get me into. Probably. There's no guarantee about that. But yeah, if you guys have never seen it, it's in Denver, Colorado. It's so amazing. The issue with the topic of religion, it's often very biased and can get heated very quickly with politics unless someone is just being really dense, compromised to be made through facts. Yeah, I do find that religion and politics, they can coexist, but when they mingle, sometimes it's not really a good result. I know there's lots of countries, lots of local examples that we could probably, pull up from and show that it's had a negative effect on its community. But you could probably also pull up some that are positive effects. I don't know. I really like here in the U.S. that there's a separation between state and church. And did you guys see, actually? Was it Chad? Is it Chad? No, Sudan. It was Sudan. They made history over the weekend or Friday. They actually passed a separation of church and state. Oh, it's so exciting. That is so exciting. I believe that when a country is more secular or only secular, or at least has a foundation of secularism, you have a better result. And for those that don't know what secular is, it just means no religion, no preference. And the United States, for those that might be confused at all, or you often hear the talking point, that the U.S. was based on true Christian fundamentals. That's not true. It says right in our documentation. We are a secular country with no bias towards any religion whatsoever. Don't let people bullshit you, because that is not, like, we are not founded on Catholicism, Christianity, or anything else. Pure secularism. I used to be agnostic. Now I'm pretty like atheist. I'm not a militant atheist. I'm not going to try to convert you. I actually could care less what you believe in. But it does make for good conversations from time to time. I find that in a lot of cases. I actually could care less what a lot of people think. Man, that's crazy. I went from a place like maybe 10 or 20 years ago where I cared what everybody thought. I wonder if it's an age thing. I wonder how I got there. That's interesting. That is super interesting. I don't know. Do you guys find yourself arguing with people about this kind of stuff a lot? I don't. Hey, let's switch gears. This whole thing wasn't meant to go to religion. Man, last night, 1 a.m., I got an alert from my bank. somebody used my credit card and spent thousands of dollars. So I figured, you know what? Let's talk about it for a second. It was on my credit card. And as long as your credit card or your debit card has like a Visa or a MasterCard on it, you're protected. I called my bank. I got a little notification from the app saying, hey, there's some issues here. And I clicked on it, and I called my bank, and 2 minutes later, they had canceled my card, sent me out a new one, reversed all of the fraudulent transactions, and we all moved forward. That was it. It took me 5 minutes to handle it. So I bring this up because I would like to make it a point to tell you guys, like, have a credit card. Not go in debt. Have a credit card. This is what I do. I buy everything on my credit card, and I try to tell people, if fraud happens, okay, if somebody steals your numbers and you have a credit card and you have a debit card, no, the credit card is the bank's money. The debit card is your money. And if the thieves get your money, you may not be able to get it back as easy. So if you can, if you have one, I live on my credit card, and at the end of the month, I pay it. That is the way to do it. I love to argue, but I won't argue with a brick wall. I won't either. When I realize the other person is either too dumb or a brick wall, I don't even waste my time. I work in regulatory bank compliance and moving into a specialization of automated monitoring systems. Holy crap, dude. That sounds pretty awesome. I'm going to be honest. I find that kind of stuff very, very interesting. My whole background is IT. I was never a developer or a coder. Like, I know just enough to kind of read most of it, and I could probably type it out. I don't know. Yo, Cry, what's up? Welcome to the podcast. Sorry, I was going to say stream, but well, I guess it is. It's stream/podcast. Welcome. Nice to have you here. You said the banking thing, and I'm like, I know that stuff. Yeah, man. So my past, I'm sure you guys have heard this, satellite communications. I used to do all like the networking and all the all the different like switching for communication links. And man, speaking of banking, man, there used to be this ATM at the front of the military installation at the gate, and outside the gate was like a party town, just bars and restaurants and shopping and everything else. And we controlled the link that the ATM connected to the bank with. And there was this dude, he figured out how he could go into hold on, back it up. On paydays, 1st and 15th, the line for the ATM would be like 50 people deep because they're all trying to get their money and go off base and go shopping and have fun. And so this guy would make a call down to like the data center and tell them to pull out this one link. It would make the ATM go down. Everybody would leave. He would call them back up, put the link back in, and the ATM would automatically be right back up, and he'd go to the front of the line. What a bad person. That was a long time ago. A very long time ago. You can't do it now. They eliminated all of that fuckery. Wi-Fi on school is absolutely horrible. 3 megabits per second. Oh my God, dude. Dude, you're living in like 2008. I am so sorry for your loss, Daniel, but I'm glad that you're here. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Holy cow. So my whole point in this is if you can get yourself a credit card and not use your debit card, you're good. But if you don't have that choice, as long as it has a Visa or a MasterCard logo on your card, you're generally you are very protected. So keep an eye on your bank account. You know, I always check mine a few times a day so I can catch this kind of stuff. And just be safe out there because the world is getting more dangerous. Luckily, my card has a chip on it, but it didn't save me here. Sadly, it did not save me. They used it on weird places like $500 to like World of Books, like World of Books in Pangea.com or something like that. It was like some really, really fishy stuff. So I'm glad my bank caught it. So anyway, I just figured I'd put it out there. You know, keep an eye on your stuff. Make sure that you're all right. No big deal. And then today, according to the title of this podcast, today is voting day for the primary here in New Hampshire. I get to vote again. I think this is my 4th time ever voting in my life. I used to be one of those guys that would not vote. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest, it was garbage thinking. But when I was in the military, I was from Connecticut. I claimed Florida as my home of residence because that's where my family lives. But I was living in South Korea. And so I didn't even know how to vote, and I didn't know where to vote. So I just abstained from voting. Yeah, sadly, what I should have done was voted in Florida as a Demi. But back then I was also Republican, so it was probably better off that I didn't vote. I didn't become a Democrat, like a liberal progressive, until right around 2013. I was fed like so many lies. My bosses, the commanders, everybody that had like, you know, a lot of rank and a lot of influence over me in my military career kept feeding me all the lies that it was Republicans giving all the pay raises for the military. The Republicans were looking out for us. Republicans gave us job security. And then I grew up and I started reading a little bit more, and I started getting an education. And then I started looking at like the actual votes and who actually put these acts out. And then I realized, holy cow, I've been gaslit for like 17 years. I was being gaslit. And that's embarrassing to talk about for most people. Most people would be ashamed to know that they were duped for almost 2 decades. But I'm not. Actually, I wrote a really good medium.com article like 5 years ago about it. It's entitled like My Journey from Fox News Recovery. Yeah, it just is what it is. Hold on. Yeah, it's been like this for weeks now, and they just won't fix it. I don't know what to do, but the teachers are annoyed because we can't do our work properly. And, dude, I know exactly what you do. Obviously, you have a strike. Everybody strikes until you get better Wi-Fi. Just start making signs, go to school, hand all the picket signs to all the teachers and the kids, and tell them to meet you out front. Simple. Easy game, dude. Oh, it's so easy to protest. Oh, my goodness. To piggyback on what you said, most automated monitoring systems do catch a lot. I do agree. This is the first time I've had this happen to me, and like it's been about 2 years. Somebody skimmed my wife's debit card at the ATM in the Philippines. It happened once for $100. They reimbursed it, no problem. But other than that, this is the first time it's happened in well over a decade. I've very rarely have I ever had this issue. But there's specific ways that people can skirt those systems by doing the transactions a certain way. So it's important to check your accounts at least daily. I agree. Get yourself the app. I check my bank account almost like I said, 2 or 3 times a day. I like to just make sure I know what activity is going on, and all that. So very, very good advice. Very good advice. Matter of fact, and hey, Cow Doggy, now I know that you know something about the banking industry. For future reference, I might have to ask you some questions. No, I mean, we don't know who manages the Wi-Fi on school. Okay. Do you know where the comm closet is? That's where they keep all like the local switches and stuff like that. Usually there's a number on there that says, hey, in case of like emergency, call this number. You'll find out who. Hey, let that thing go down, and you'll know who manages the Wi-Fi really fast. Trust me, dude. I know from experience. When that Wi-Fi goes down, all hell breaks loose, and then that phone starts ringing, and you're like, oh, I don't want to answer that because that's work right there. When those lights light up on the board, man, you know that it's work. So this morning, since it's voting day, I actually had to. So last night I printed off the sample ballot. I knew who I was voting for 8 out of 11 of the like things we're voting for. So we're voting for like Senate, House of Representatives, and then some of the local races, like our local state reps. And so I got to go up to the school after this and cast my vote. I'm going to mask up and I'm going to go in there. You got to do it for the democracy. So I had to figure out who I wanted to vote for: sheriff, executive council, and what was the other one? I think it was a local house. So obviously I'm voting all blue. So I just needed to know who was the most blue. Like who was the progressive candidate that I felt like that would do it. And unfortunately for the Senate, for National Senate, U.S. Senate, I actually I'm going to vote for the incumbent. Even though I don't respect her, the other two candidates that are challenging her on the Democrat side is absolute hot garbage. One guy actually said, he had a radio interview, and I was listening to it before we did this. And the host says, are you taking money from super PACs or PACs in general? And he was like, no, I don't really need a lot of money. I'm good. He's like, sir, you're running for U.S. Senate. You should probably have some money on hand. He says, well, if I win the primary, then I'll really ramp up the fundraising. And this was the most progressive candidate on the ticket. And both hands on face screaming, why would you make me vote for a moderate Democrat? Oh, moderates are almost the worst. Those are the ones that sit on the fence and trying to please both sides. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't want to talk to a moderate, a centrist. I don't want to talk about a corporatist Democrat. All those Democrats are Republican light. I could give a shit less about any of them. If they're not progressive, so this is really going to hurt me to actually vote. And I'm voting for the sheriff that supports Black Lives Matter. Just so everybody knows. I'm voting for the sheriff that supports that. The other, hot garbage. Man, I didn't realize how much garbage there is in politics, and especially local elections. Local elections matter more than national elections, just in case anybody wasn't sure. You better know your local shit, because if you don't, your town's going to go, it's not going to be good. Not going to be good for anybody. Overpriced and unreliable, that's how contracts work, my friend. That is exactly how contracts work. How little can I give you and get the most I can out of you? How can I take all of your money and provide you no service at all? That's how contracts work. Probably some boomers that don't know anything about internet. No, they probably know everything about the internet, but they're cashing out. They'll have multiple bids at and they'll win multiple bids. Schools, government buildings, local churches, all whatever, whoever needs internet, and they'll just focus on whoever gives them the most money, and everybody else, their response time and stuff will suffer. Who's the biggest poopy head you know? Ooh, man, I have no idea. I have no idea other than Donald Trump himself, Mitch McConnell, but that's on a national scale. I don't know. My governor, I take issue a lot with my governor. I will say he's done an okay job for the COVID response. But in general, I hate the things that he vetoes. I do not agree with him on pretty much almost everything. Centrist, ew. Republican light, yeah, that's exactly what it is. I hate Democrats that walk around acting like they're on the left, and they're absolutely not. I suppose I call myself a realistic conservative in the sense I recognize the failings of a 100% capitalist society and the need for social safety net. I generally vote blue because every single Republican in the House, Senate is hot garbage. I agree with that. It's funny because I ask, I take my mother, for example. She votes red. She votes Republican no matter what. And I asked her, how she felt on a lot of items. You know what? The only thing that makes her vote Republican? The stupid immigration stuff. And she just peddles in the nonsense that immigrants come over and steal our jobs. We don't want to do the jobs. We don't want to do them. Somebody needs to pick the apples. Somebody needs to, do X, Y, Z. Most Americans don't want to do this stuff. So I find that to be a really poor argument. These are the things I believe. For those of you that have children or will have children, or you're a young adult or you're about to be, I want you to have your education paid for at the community college. And really, I want a 4-year college. I want everybody to have, we can still have a meritocracy. You can still work your ass off to get into schools like Yale and Harvard. We need to have a system where you earn your spot into different levels of university. If you're a shit student and you just want to be a plumber, fine. You can waive or you can delay your opportunity to a 4-year education. I think everybody should be afforded. We're past the point where high school is good enough. It's absolutely senseless. Healthcare. Why are people going bankrupt because of medical bills? Like that, to me, it's just asinine. I don't know, man. I'm gonna get on a soapbox around here. Seems reasonable, fair. Yeah, I mean, listen, those are reasonable things. It's okay to be conservative. I don't mind arguing with somebody about how big the government should be, or state rights versus federal rights. But I'm done arguing over silly things like abortion and school and healthcare and all this other stuff. These because you can't be against abortion, but for the death penalty. Either you love life or you don't, right? I just feel like so many people latch on to like abortion and that kind of stuff. Man, these are hot topics. I am so sorry for coming in so hot this morning, but I'm just trying to make a point. Because I'm going to go vote today. I am going to go exercise my voting rights. And listen, a lot of you might watch this and be like, this guy is a piece of shit. Like, seriously, there's probably going to be plenty of people on YouTube who's going to be like, this stupid libtard, or whatever word they call us these days. I am not affected by those words at all. I could care less. They're meaningless. I judge what you call me. I judge your IQ based on what you call me and how you speak to me. And so it doesn't bother me. I have plenty of good conservative friends. Listen, that's all. I have black friends. I can say the N-word. What? Sir. That's exactly what that sounded like in my head when I said I have conservative friends too. But I do. I have lots of conservative friends. I would say most of my family leans on the right. And we have reasonable conversations until the hate comes out. That is what I take issue with. The hate of immigration, the hate of poor people. Like there's so much hate, and I don't have room for that. That's my problem. Oh, man, it is unbelievable. If we could just remove the fascist aspects of conservatism, then it would be great. Yeah, if we could go back to like conservative in like the 60s and 70s, maybe. Even then, that might be a little iffy because you have McCarthyism and everything else. I'm trying to think when there was a good point of like conservatism. Like I can agree on certain conservative like viewpoints, maybe. I don't really know. It's retarded to have to pay for education. I know, as a society, we should be wanting a higher education. A smarter society just is good all the way around. It's more productive. It's more empathetic. It's more, it's more everything. Like hate slows down a population. There's no room for it. In Germany, all universities are almost free. It's amazing. Here, it's tens and tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me see. I assume you're in Germany, dude. You use the hard R. You can get canceled here in the U.S. for saying the hard R. I mean, I just read your statement, but that's an interesting one to me. Growing up, we say that to everybody, but it was never meant like towards people with like mental challenges. Super sad. Super sad that hate has made a way into like ruining a lot of things, and not ruining them, but like making them a thing of the past, because it was never intended to be that way here in the U.S. But a lot of countries are still using language that I question. That's so true. Yeah. But every culture is different. I mean, I go all over Asia, and the words I hear over there, I'm like, ooh, if I said that would get my ass kicked. I went from poverty to prestigious private Midwest university. Very nice. I never. I had to join the military to go to go to college. I'm not for 100% free university college. I think the financial aid program needs to be expanded though, and should include trade school options. While I agree, I got a trade when I was in high school, so trades are super important, very very important. I think that if we, because listen, I come from a very poor background. My parents literally said to me, I'm sorry, there's no money for college. There was no way at all that I could possibly go to college at 18. I had to join the military and put my life on the line in order to get an education. I don't know what kind of message that sends. Now, I did the military for 20 years, and luckily I'm still alive and I got my education. But there's a lot of people that did not. And I guess, let me change my point a little bit. If we're going to go around the world and we're going to say that we're the wealthiest country on the face of this planet, and we can't do the little things like all these small countries like offer free education, to give the tools that the citizens need to make an economy run, then I don't know if we can go around saying that if our wealth is only used to kill people around the world with our military, I'm not sure that's a country I want to be proud of. And I'm not moving. I love my country. I served it. I absolutely love it. I would never move. Instead, I'd like to fix it. I would like to make it better. And I think it starts with education. And we actually did this, I think, on like one of the first couple episodes of this podcast. We did a good deep dive in this. High school used to be optional. And as a community, a national community, we recognized that an 8th grade education was not good enough. For you to finish your schooling at 14 and go work in the factories, we recognized that and we said, you know what? As a community, let's create a mandatory high school. And we got grades 9 through 12 out of that. In comparison, I think it was like 7 years ago, the Philippines finally came together and they put 11th and 12th grade into high school. Kids going to college in the Philippines were only 16 years old. Like, that was just 7 years ago. I didn't realize that when a Filipino had said to me, I graduated high school, what they were saying to me is, I finished 10th grade. But as a nation, they came together and said, we need more education. The world has passed us by. And they fixed it. They made mandatory 11th and 12th grade. And a lot of families, a lot of people actually went on to, they simply complained about it. They didn't want that. They wanted the kids at home. They wanted the kids tending to the farm and everything else. And I think now that we're in the 2020s, I think it's time that we come together as a national community and we recognize that we've become a service-oriented country that has very little to no manufacturing. Instead, most of our businesses are just waitresses, service people working the front desk. All the products come from overseas. We should recognize that it's time to lift our citizens up and give them a little bit more education so we can be viable on a global scale. You know, when we instituted high school, we were taking ourselves out of the state level and making it into a national. Well, decades ago, we moved into a globalized society, but our education still lacks. We're number 38 in the world. How can you go around saying we're the wealthiest country on this planet, but we only require a high school graduation? That's it. That's it. And even some places, you know, it's not even quite. Sorry. Let me finish reading your statement. wait, did I? I suppose my main argument about completely free government tuition is the government control that they can exert on the schools. That's true. That is very true. But we need to find safeguards to prevent that. We are seeing it now. Some federal funding threatened to be withdrawn from public schools based on curriculum. Yeah, that's because the religious right actually got in. They got into the Department of State. Betsy DeVos has no business being at the department head. She's just some billionaire that donated and got that seat. You know why? Because all of her investments are in charter schools. And charter schools are shown not to be as effective. It's awful. The whole charter school lottery system. I've seen videos of families absolutely crushed on lottery night because their kid didn't get in. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like we need to rebuild the education system from the ground up and make it so it's illegal. It is a felony at minimum to mess with funding somehow. Well, but the biggest thing is we need to change mindsets. It's not about Band-Aid fixes. This is why we need education, because we need people smart enough to understand how we become better. I also think that offering free 4-year degrees would then bring a lot of people into the schools who don't need to, don't want to, or would rather be off in trade school. I think expanding the financial aid would. Well, the thing is, you can do both. Why? Like you don't have to require that you go on directly at 18. You could say, like, listen, if you want to take a couple years off, maybe join the military and then come out, the military doesn't need to have a GI Bill program. You should not have to die for your country or potentially die for your country so you can have $55,000 towards your education. You just shouldn't have to. I think that you could delay up to like 4 years your education. You can go and do a trade school. So like, let's say at my high school, you could become an architect, a mechanical engineer. You could become all kinds of things. I was a hairdresser. I went through hairdressing school, even though I'm bald. I know. But at one point I had beautiful locks and, I got a trade. I didn't go to college. So the state of Connecticut gave me a trade. The state of Connecticut sent me to high school and I got a free trade paid for. I could have lived my entire life as a barber and been just fine. But I didn't have to because I joined the military. My point is people can defer. People can choose, whatever they've earned as far as grades go in high school and whatever spot they've earned in high school. People can waive their rights. We don't have to force people to go to college, but at least have the opportunity that if that person has a 4.0 after high school and they apply to go to Harvard and Harvard's like, that's exactly what we want, and the person has earned that, the government should be like, great, tuition's paid for. Enjoy yourself. Go and learn something. Become a lawyer. Become a doctor. We would get higher level. Like right now, we import most of our doctors. Like go to the hospital and see how many Filipino nurses and Filipino doctors there are. All right, go do that and then realize that we have a doctor shortage. There are ways that we can fix this. I'm not like saying that you're wrong, Cow Doggy. I mean, obviously it's another way to get there. I just don't know. I don't know. It's a longer way. Like, I think we just need to get people more educated. People that want to be educated. If somebody came to me in 10th grade and said, your college is paid for, I probably wouldn't have been a D student. I probably would have been a straight A student. Because I already knew in 10th grade that I came from a poor family that would never pay for my college. I couldn't take out student loans because there was no money. I wouldn't have been able to repay them. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just trying to make my point. Instead of and provide the opportunity for less wealthy people. I don't want to divide people by wealth. I mean, we do that right now and it feels terrible. I think anybody, whether you're wealthy or not, if you pay your taxes, then why wouldn't you have that opportunity? Unjacked, we used to have decent Wi-Fi at school, but in the past few weeks, I already read that, dude. I'm not sure why you posted that again. But I do see the arguments for the free tuition, and I don't necessarily disagree with them. I mean, it's not even going to cost us that much. They estimated like $60 billion. Last year alone, in this fiscal year, we gave the military $775 billion. You know what? It's not going to put food on your table. And it's honestly not going to keep you more safe. I retired 3.5 years ago. The budget back then was $575 billion. Somehow in 3 years, our budget has increased $200 billion. It's insane, man. With that money, we could be taking care of people left and right. It just blows my mind. It's more so I have the opinion that it needs to be available, just a different limited solution, I suppose. I just think that everybody should have the option. And like I said, if you don't want to go to college and you want to go and be a photographer and you don't need college, then go. Go. But you shouldn't be able to waive your right 25. 25 is the age that your frontal lobes, your decision-making skills behind this little bone plate, right? 25 years old is when these finish growing. And these are decision-making lobes. Mars, what's up, dude? Welcome to the podcast, man. You should not be able to make permanent decisions until you're 25. So at 25, they should come back to you, the Department of Education, and say, hey, now that you're 25, you have 12 months to decide whether you're going to use the allotted 4-year tuition money that we've set aside for you. And if you choose to at 25, you can waive it away. You don't have to go to school, but by 25, you have to make the decision whether you're going to or not. And taxpayers should pay. I will pay for your education. I will pay for your kids' education with my tax dollars. I don't mind. We will be a better off society. There'll be less crime. There'll be less stupid people. We will have a greater society because of that education. We will be more technologically advanced. We will figure out how to solve climate change. We will figure out how to make roads more efficient. We will make so many better choices because we'll be smarter for it. Again, I'm not here to shit on anybody. These are just my opinions. Let's see. Dover people are easier to control, just saying. No, this is very true. It was actually one of President Trump's initial campaign slogans. He said it at a rally. I don't know if it was 16 or 15, but he literally said, I love uneducated people. Now, from a marketing point of view, I agree with him. Like, uneducated people are so easy to manipulate. Trust me, I had a bunch of 18-year-olds, like a bunch of turnips that fell off the truck. A bunch of 18-year-olds working for me for, so long. Those guys were like so easy to manipulate because they had no education. True story. Marzari said, hello, good morning to you. Nice to see you. We had someone in our class that went home because he got sick. Oof, that's horrible. I do agree. Actually, the college down here just had a cluster of positive COVID. Yeah, positives just the other night because they busted like a fraternity with like a party of 100 people or something like that. So it was huge. I do agree that Betsy DeVos is a dipshit and the military budget is so far overfunded. Yes. We have common ground, my friend. We have common ground. We can start there. I was telling my daughter because I was watching Vosh, and then she came out. We were talking, and we were in the living room, and I told her I think one of the most grating, insulting words you can call somebody is dipshit. I mean, just listen to the way it rolls off the tongue. Dip shit. Like it is a very abrasive type of pronunciation where like you can call somebody a fucking idiot, but it doesn't quite carry like the harshness of dipshit. God, it's such a beautiful word. I'm sorry for swearing so much. My intent was not to do that, but I'm proving points here. You can see the U.S. military budget skyrocket above any country. Now, listen, when I was in the military, I thought it was a good thing. I thought we were trying to get as much money as we humanly could. At the end of the year, I was the financial guy from like my squadron, and I would be responsible for right around $3 million per year in our budget. And I was the guy that would sign off on every purchase to make sure the money was properly spent. It was within regulations. And but at the end of the year, they would come out and they would just blur the line. They'd be like, "Hey, who needs rain gear? You know, like a nice Gore-Tex jacket that costs like $300 to $400 in the store. I don't know. Let's buy 100 of them, and we'll just give them to everybody because they need rain gear." They didn't need rain gear. They did not need rain gear. At the end of the year, we would flush hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars down the tubes just so we could spend it all. Oh, it's awful. Let me see. Mars says, wait, 1060 is even loading every 25 seconds. Oh my God, that's so awful, Mars. I am so sorry, man. If I could ship you some of my internet and give it to you, I would, bro. I would. I would so hard. Unjacked for President 2024. Good speech. Senate. Yes. Actually, I could never run for office. I wanted to run for office when I got out of the military so I could fix some of this stuff. And then I realized I have a very tattered past. The campaign, whoever I'm running against, they would try to eviscerate me. Whether it was divorce, whether it was my younger years, I don't know. Like I feel like maybe my family, my friends, like I feel like I'd be just dragged through because I used to write like really offensive shit on the internet, not like racist or just, like not that stuff, like just making fun of things. I wrote comedy for a long time, and a lot of people would take that out of context and paint me as a hateful person. I wouldn't want to do that to my family. I don't have like a clean history. Like, I wasn't an altar boy. I wasn't like, I was out causing trouble. I was prank calling people. I don't know. They'll hit me on like family values or something incorrect, and I just don't want to go through it. I just realized, like, you know what? I'm better off just supporting people that believe in the stuff that I believe versus going to get it. I'm kind of like an aggressive Democrat, I guess, but I don't register as a Democrat. I register as an independent. I strongly believe that every Republican in office is not a conservative, and I do believe that Trump has multiple impeachments of offense. Dude, are you sure you're a conservative? We probably agree on a lot, just a few things that are different. Yeah, I would imagine there's probably like 3 or 4 things, cow doggy, that we could not see eye to eye on. But I bet you we are like really close. That Venn diagram would be really slim in the middle, I think. Or I mean, huge in the middle and slim on the outsides. Please, man, I'm dyslexic in my my Venn diagrams. Holy cow! I've been watching people come in and out of the of the podcast. I think that I've touched on a lot of touchy subjects this podcast because I've been watching like the numbers just kind of bounce. Like people coming in and be like, you know what? Not this morning. Not this morning. Did my message not get through? It didn't show on stream. If it didn't show on stream, it did not go through. Like you can see exactly what I see on the screen. That's why I do that. Just so you know. I want everybody to be aware of what the conversation is. Spain now has more than 500,000 coronaviruses. Jesus, dude. Dude, imagine being Spain. I am what I think is considered conservatives in more EU countries, not US conservative. That's probably a better distinction. But man, I worry about like the export of our conservatism towards Europe. Steve Bannon and those guys have been on like a hell bender of like doing tours and stuff like that over in Europe. They're trying to actually push U.S. conservatism over there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how different it is today because I don't live in that bubble versus like 10 years ago. Like I used to watch the Fox News. I used to get like all up in there. Like 10 years ago, I would have been like, hell yeah, Tucker Carlson's on. Now I'm like, hell yeah, I've learned a little bit since then. Jesus. Rip 10 minutes and already got to go. Have a great day. Hey, Mars, thanks for stopping by, dude. I hope your internet situation gets better too. I'll see you later, buddy. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are not like a huge fan of the podcast. I don't really know. I have no idea how people feel about this. This is number 16, and I still am unsure of how people view this podcast. Yeah, I actually have no idea. I don't have enough data to know one way or the other. My messages won't go show. This is such. I don't see anything, Eros. I have no idea what you're trying to tell me. Why would they censor you? Oh, this is crazy. I wonder, like, you must be trying to tell me something really juicy. Like, so juicy. Now I'm intrigued. I need to know. I need to know. You know, I am worried about Twitch censorship. Like, maybe we'll talk about this for the rest of the stream, because this is kind of like a real topic. And it's away from politics. It's away from the religion. It's away from all that stuff. I might actually need to have a serious talk about this with you guys. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Is this it? Some trades are just not actually valued either. That is true. That is so true. For example, I do needlework, lots of different types. I can make clothing and, among other things, now at the Florida minimum wage of $8.50. One of my shirts would cost at least $60. Would be more than $100. Holy crap, this is lowball, and most Americans cannot afford these things, these prices for clothing. And that right there is the crux of it. What she just said, most Americans cannot afford this because we have been weaned down. We developed mass producing in the early 20th century, and we have gotten costs down. Then we experienced globalization in the early 60s, 70s, and hyper globalization into the 80s. And as Americans, we have expected cheaper and cheaper and cheaper prices at the cost of human suffering and wage gaps and stuff like that around the world. We go to the lowest bidder. It used to be the Philippines, then it was India, now it's Vietnam, and it's a little bit of China. It's other places. So as Americans, we have devalued artisan things. But luckily, I think there's a huge upswing here. You have websites like Etsy, which not necessarily the best thing, but we are getting like localized clusters of groups and stuff that really support artisan handmade things. People love that kind of stuff, and I think we're starting to see maybe a slight swing back. You know, it was almost there. If they had the right goal, the whole Made in America, big thing that started sweeping the country years ago, trying to promote Made in America. But the problem was wages were so stagnant because we didn't need as much money to buy the same things because the cost of it was down. So they didn't see any inflation. They didn't see any gap. The government didn't. So they never raised the wages. They never did anything. By globalizing, we actually flattened our costs here locally, which also artificially kept the wages low, I believe. And rich people and people in power took advantage of that. We're going to talk about stream censorship. That's what I want to end the podcast on. And I need at least like 30 minutes for that, I think. Unjacked is just like religion. Just because they believe it's the right way means as many people as possible need to know, even though it won't benefit them, since I'm not in the U.S. Like, the thing is, like, it's not a competition. I don't want anything to be me versus you. I just want you and your family to be taken care of. I want you to enjoy your 80 to 100 years that you're here. I just want you to be all right, man. Like if you boil all of my feelings down, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I would like you to experience less anxiety, less stress. I would like you to enjoy. I want you to be happy to wake up in the morning and not have to think about go to a bankruptcy hearing. Those are scary, man. I've actually been through them. It was 20 years ago, but I've actually been through one. And let me tell you, that shit is scary. Man, I've been through the ringer. That's not, I mean, I was still conservative even after that. It was crazy. I don't know why I didn't learn. Before I go, quickly, want to say that I love the podcast because it feels more like you are part of the stream since you can enter discussion. That's why I love this. I love this for sure.
Is my cat in here?
No, actually, I don't know where Dorian is. Did you guys see Dorian? Hey, does anybody know where Dorian is? Downstairs, I bet. I bet she's in the window downstairs.
I got nail clippers, but I got other things too. I'm gonna bribe him, but I'm gonna give him one of these to see how he reacts to it.
Oh my god. Whoa. All right, let me know. I guess our cat is getting hemp. Interesting. I like it.
I gotta clip his nails somehow.
I don't know if you can clip his nails.
No, I can't. I'm not gonna clip them. I'm gonna trim them.
I
got nail trimmers for cats.
Have you watched a YouTube video on that?
Not yet, but I am.
Okay, smart move. All right, she's going to become a veterinarian here in about 30 minutes. She's getting her trade training on YouTube right now. Dorian's nails need to get clipped, I guess. I am so scared of clipping any animal's nails. Thank you so much, Mars. I appreciate those kind words. Very nice. That's the whole point of this podcast. Like, I know you could just watch me just ramble on. I can ignore the chat completely, spew all of my thoughts for 2 hours and move on. But this particular podcast that I'm doing is more of a conversation with you guys. There's no distraction of a game. It's me and you, and we're taking this into a deeper conversation. I can actually appreciate that, and I value it highly. I hate autocorrect so much. I know, man. I know. Me too. I think we should all picket and strike autocorrect. So firms hire labor outside the U.S. and produce fast fashion that will be worn out in a year. The way you are prompted to just consume more and more. Absolutely. We were talking about this the other day. Me and my wife, we were in Walmart. Basically, I'm saying Americans can't and aren't willing to actually pay the price for American labor. But it's everything. I mean, take something small. Like wearing the same outfit once a week for 3 years. Could you imagine doing that? Most people are forced to do that here in America. Like I wear the shirt like once a week. It's specifically for the stream. I try to wear my own merch. But there's a lot of people out there, like my wife, she was telling me about this individual that she knew that wore the same outfit 4 days in a row and then washed it and switched to another outfit for the other 3 days. And most Americans, they get hooked into this ideology that they have to have a different shirt for like 60 days. So they need 60 different shirts that they're going to rotate through. So it looks like they're never wearing the same thing twice. That entire like thought process to me is completely bananas. But we prop up our fashion industry, Louis Vuitton and all those other, Michael Kors, everything from purses to your jeans. And we prop them up, and this is what we get. We get materialism. I guess the message was just too long. Oh, I guess that's possible. Maybe you weren't getting censored. I feel you. I'm not sure if globalization was the right thing to happen. I think it was inevitable. Like, I don't think you could ever avoid globalization. I think how you react to it and everything else, that determines how good it is. It's not me versus you, but exactly why Africa is so poor. We stayed out of there. I'm sure much richer. Well, Africa has its own set of problems. There's a lot of like wild governments there and stuff like that. So, I don't know how to solve the Africa crisis. I don't. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I know how to solve everything. A few things to note before I go into lurking and really focus on working. I appreciate the conversation we had, and I don't take anything you said as attack, and I hope you feel the same. Dude, I actually really enjoyed this conversation with you. Like, seriously, I mean that. And I'm pretty left as far as social issues. I always feel like a need to say that. Hey, man, you vote with your heart, and I hope that your heart is full of love, and let it guide you, man. That's the hippie in me. Don't give a cat hemp. Give it catnip. No. It's specifically made for a cat. It just says hemp, but I think it's all catnip. I'm not really sure. I didn't read the label. I've never seen it. Hold on. You guys want me to get it? We'll look at it together. Hold on 1 second. Can I see that hemp thing? I want to show the street.
It's for cats.
Yeah. Right.
He ate one.
No, we're going to get Dorian blasted. Are you kidding me? This guy's going to be ripped. He's going to be starring in his own Cheech and Chong movie by the time he's done with this container. All right, this is what it is. Can I put it up here? Hold on. Let me see if I can get it focused. Oh, God, it's all green. Hemp, calming support. That's pretty crazy. So she just went to the store and bought this. You can just buy this at the nature store, I guess. So it says powerful blend of hemp seed, chamomile, and valerian root. I mean, for you guys that don't know, commercialized hemp is completely legal. The only thing that's illegal as far as like actual drugs is anything with THC. If it has more than 0.3% THC, it's illegal. So yeah, this is just at the nature store. It's amazing how far we've come along. So Dorian has really sharp nails. And that dude needs his nails like filed or something, because that dude is crazy. So product facts for use in cats only. I guess they knew who was reading this. I'm so dumb, I'll eat the whole thing. Naturally helps promote a sense of calm and well-being in cats during stressful events such as car rides, vet visits, or changes to daily routine or environment. This is how much we love Dorian. That is unbelievable. That dude's about to be the calmest cat. I'm actually going to change his name, like Snoop Cat or something like that. And this dude is hooked on the hemp. Dude, that is going to be so amazing. I love that. That is so good. Oh, man. Yeah, I've enjoyed this conversation. Cow Doggy, thank you for taking part in it, man. I appreciate that. Okay, I heard that one. No surprise, people have been getting more and more in debt, and the average amount of clothes people have has increased. Oh, yeah. Well, look, you can go look at like any HGTV TV show. Who doesn't want a giant walk-in closet for all their shoes, all their shirts, all their pantsuits, like all of it? I see a trend. Maybe. I want to wildly take this in a very different direction now. I want to talk about Twitch censorship. I'm kind of starting to see a trend, and I'm worried about it. So, at this point, what I'm about to say is geared directly to everybody that's viewing, because I would like to have a conversation with you about Twitch. Yo, Mess, what's up, man? Yo, right back to you, man. Welcome to the podcast. I'm a little worried because I never took note of who was being banned from Twitch and why. And it's very concerning because Dr. Disrespect was just banned from Twitch and nobody knows why. There's no transparency at all. And then you have an individual like Vosh that was banned because he was saying something about Israel, I assume. That's what he said. He suspects that the permaban is because he created a secondary account, which they considered ban evasion, so he could talk with his friends. So I'm sure that there's plenty of other big like name bans. But then I look at like what they did to Ninja's page when he went to Mixer. And some of the behavior at Twitch kind of makes me nervous. And I've put a lot of my eggs into the Twitch basket. Like, a lot. Like, if they banned me today, I'd be dead in the water. I mean, I'd have to build up my YouTube, from nothing to get to where I'm going. But I'm a little nervous about these public companies and how much power they have to deplatform people. And I understand there's a lot of hateful speech out there. And this is going to be an unpopular thing probably to say as a progressive, because I feel like a lot of progressives want to see more people get deplatformed. But I actually don't. I feel like if you want to say some really hateful and really like incendiary kind of comments, or put out that kind of content, oh man, that's a hard one. And I am thinking about this in real time. I have taken no time at all to think about this too much. I'm doing it live, so you are getting an unfiltered like copy of what's going on in my brain. I feel like we should not deplatform people. Like for example, Donald Trump tweets some really terrible stuff. some seriously terrible stuff. And I think a lot of people, I think censorship is no bueno. And that goes for like anything from nudity to hate speech to anything. I don't think you should have the right to bully somebody. I don't think you should have the right to hate somebody. I think we need to look at how people are deplatformed. Like there has to be some kind of way that you come back. The thought of you're just permaban, the word permaban, I hate. And so for those of you that may not have connected the dots, it's the whole reason why hardly anybody in my channel is banned. Even if I ban you, I typically unban them. I am Twitch safety bot. I check if streams have viruses. This message has been sent to you by Twitch. Jesus, I hope we don't have viruses. We're just talking about some tough subjects, and I'm talking about censorship. I'm not saying that Twitch censors themselves. Oh, Aqua Tiger, welcome to the channel, by the way. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, my friend. Wow, only one message. Look at that. Very nice. Just created that account too. Anyway, I'm fine with a level of censorship, I guess. Like I said, I don't think anybody should be allowed to be bullied. And where, a strong argument versus being a bully, that line gets blurred. But to deplatform people forever, I feel like is a really, really bad thing to do. To take away somebody's voice permanently. Now, I would argue perhaps some people deserve it. But man, I mean, that's a rough situation to be in. I feel bad for somebody like Dr. Disrespect. I don't even watch him. Like, I never watched him until like a couple weeks ago, and I saw one of his videos. I don't know much about him. I know he had the whole stunt where he was filming in a bathroom, but he's never allowed back on Twitch. And then the other side of that is if you're Twitch, right? If you are Twitch and you watch like the people that are in charge of the bans ban somebody, like here, let's bring up that's actually a really good thing. Let's look up something real quick. I just want to talk about this side of things. Let me see. I don't know why these messages are what? Yeah, all right. Whatever that is. Let's just I don't know what that account is. I don't know. Aqua, I don't know if you're a real person and you're playing with me or if you're an actual bot. I have no idea. That's why I'm deleting your messages. Because if people come in and they're like, they see this crazy stuff, man, I'm not sure that's going to go very well. All right, let me put it on the big talk. Type 163. What? You just did. I don't need to. Why would I type it? Oh, you're asking Aqua to type 163? All right, let's see if he does it. Let's look at Dr. Disrespect, for example. This is an interesting thing for me. Dr. Disrespect has 3 million subscribers. I mean, there's bigger YouTubers out there for sure. And his focus was probably always Twitch and never YouTube until recently. I don't know. Let me see. I want to talk about from the business point of view. All right. You type in. You type in. Wait. Hold on. Can I also type in something? Twitch safety bot. I'm actually curious. Is there a such thing? How to handle? Let me see. All right. I won't delete it anymore. Sorry, we're good. I'm sorry, sir. Hold on. Wait, can I not? Hold on. Can I not undelete your message? All right. We're good. We're good. I'm sorry. Man, he trolled me hard. Good morning, sir. Yo, Wicked Tunin. Nice. Welcome to the welcome to the podcast. We're talking about censorship on platforms. We are set with like what 10 major platforms, I guess, right? You have Facebook, you have YouTube, you have Twitter, you have Instagram, you have TikTok now, and a handful more, right? Whoever the top 10 websites. They basically control the content that we see. They gate community, everything we have. They're in charge of banning people on our behalf. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. You know what I mean? And I'm, man, it just doesn't feel good inside when I deplatform people. Like, I don't think I could ever give somebody a permaban. It depends. It really depends. If you came in here attacking me as a person, like if you were bullying me, I'm probably giving you like a 1-year ban. Like, do you guys remember that one stream I had that guy Wade Arcade come in? And I mean, he was being a real jerk to me. Like a like grade A jerk to me. And I permabanned him and his moderator. But I'll probably unban him next year. Now he'll have an opportunity to come back into my channel. And he can earn another ban for a year, of course. But I don't think overall I can permaban somebody and feel good about it. I don't think I could look at myself in the mirror. But from a business point of view, and Troll, you keep up the good job. Hey, Aqua, thank you very much for the follow. And just so you know, you are welcome to bot my channel anytime, good sir. I appreciate that. You just caught me off guard. Man, I get crazy stuff in my chat. You've been caught for using a Twitch account at the age of 7. Oh, no. So let's talk from a business point of view. Let me bring this up a little bit so you guys can see the numbers. So from a business point of view, Twitch decided for whatever reason that they were going to ban Dr. Disrespect. And you know what? I'll bring up Vosh all the same. How about that? So that way it's not just Vosh, YouTube, right? Because he's the other one that I understand has been banned. Now, in addition, he's been banned for a little something else, right? And listen, I don't know these guys. I am subbed to Vosh. I don't think I'm subbed. No, I'm not subbed to him. So anyway, let's focus on Dr. Disrespect just for a moment, okay? My main goal is to see how many streams I can get banned from. Currently, it's 0, not doing so well. Dude, you must be a pretty positive influence out there. That's all I can say. From a business point of view, if I was the Twitch CEO, my main job is to grow the platform and create money for my shareholders. I find it very difficult to tell my team that this ban makes sense. You're going to ban somebody that clearly has an audience on or off of your platform. This man, his videos easily see 1 million views here. Let's look at his new stuff. He streamed this 18 hours ago. Could you imagine a stream with 1 million views on Twitch? Could you imagine that, Yax? Yax, could you? I don't think you could, my friend. Mashi, here's your chance to ban. Ooh. Unjacked, I say, for being a safety bot, I have been banned from a... No kidding. Have you really? Dude, that in itself is actually very impressive. Holy shit. 1,230 channels. That is insane, dude. You are clearly doing the Lord's work. All right, listen. Look at this. Look at this stream. 1.6 million views. Okay, 600,000. 1.3 million. 1.8 million on this one video. Can we? Let me see. Twitch traffic stats. Can we look at this? Twitch tracker. I just want to look in general. Okay, look at this. Huge increase, huge increase. I don't know. I forgot when they were bought by Amazon, right? So some spikes. It goes up. Here, can I increase it for you guys? All right. God, I hate these ads. All right, look at this. Twitch, the traffic is just cruising straight up. Then all of a sudden, April, average viewers starts going down, down. Now, you could argue that some of this is people going back to work, people going back to school, whatever have you, right? But we get a little bump in August, and I guess we don't know the full month. The average viewers is still down. So at a time when you're seeing, as a media company or a platform, when you see a decline like this, how stupid of a move could it be to move somebody that clearly people are watching in mass? I know I probably shouldn't, and I'm probably, I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to criticize this, but from a business point of view, I don't understand how you make this decision and go to your shareholders and say, we made a great move this week. We banned a couple really big people, and most of that traffic is actually going to be rerouted to YouTube because people aren't going to stop watching him, right? Like, I've seen some of his videos. This dude right here is next level stuff. His production value is out of this world. I don't really like the kind of content he does, but from an artistic and whatever view, this dude is doing it. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't be immune to a ban, but a permaban, I think it's bad business. I think at the end of the day, it's bad business. And let's look at Vosh. Vosh is a lot smaller. He's a fifth of what Dr. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's even less than that. He's less than like 1% of Dr. Disrespect. But if you look, let's, hold on. So we already seen Twitches. Let me use this. I'll go find Vosh real quick. Hold on. Because we'll go look at his stats. Oh, wait. We can't see Vosh because he's actually, shoot. How would I look at Vosh's growth for YouTube? Hold on. YouTube stats. Social Blade. Perfect. All right, let's go. Let's go look at Vosh. Let me see. Plus. Is this right? Hold on. Is this right? I don't know. All right, I'm not sure how to read this, but my point is this. Oh, hold on. Let's catch up on chat real quick. It's because I said something else. I will write it for you. Wait a second. Oh, no. I've detected a virus in your stream. Your stream will get rebooted. Oh, shoot, dude. Yeah, I could see that. Rebooting. Oh, my God, dude. I would pee myself if I didn't know better. Do we need the actual reason why Dr. Disrespect was banned? To my knowledge, I haven't seen an actual reason. Do we need it? It'd be nice. It would be a nicety, right? It'd be a little bit of transparency. Obviously, it's a private company. They have the right to do whatever they want. And I don't necessarily want to encroach on that, but I just think as a society, this is a question maybe we should talk about. How do we want our social networks to function, right? Because right now, I feel like they're tearing down society and they're not building it up. Because they have opportunities like this to just say, you know what, you're banned. Vosh is growing at a very fast clip. I was trying to show you guys that. I was trying to show you his increase. Total grade C minus. Let me see. Future projections. Is this no? This isn't even the right person. All right. What's his actual name? Channel. How do I see? Did I not? Hold on. Why am I not? Man, I must be really dumb. All right. I'm not sure. But this guy is growing very quickly. And my point is, here's a small creator gets banned from Twitch. His streams easily have 8 to 10,000 people watching him, depending on what he's talking about. Sometimes a little bit lower, sometimes it's a little bit more. He is starting to get like 100K views on this video. His streams, 36,000 views on that stream, 37,000 views on that stream, 60,000 views on that. If you go to Twitch and you look at XQC, he'll average 30 to 40,000 viewers. This guy is trumping those numbers and he's on YouTube. Twitch's direct competitor. I believe that because of this behavior, Twitch is actually going to start declining. It might be a long decline, but it's going to happen. Because when you censor people, they will find new outlets. People that want to listen to those people are not going to stay on your platform. They're going to be like, oh, I still want to hear what that guy has. So I don't know if it's good business, and I don't know if it's good social behavior for permabans to take place. A long ban, yes. You can absolutely ban people. I just don't know if you should be able to give a death sentence to somebody, because if we accept that people grow over time, if people can become a better person, if we can give, if we could give more people an opportunity to come back. I mean, when people go to prison, we try to reform them and reintegrate them back into society. Why would you not treat this the same way? Why? I just don't understand. Nobody should be able to be deplatformed forever. Some community TOS violation, those aren't even like sets and laws that we all have to agree on it, but we don't get any input on the TOS. And I think that's also unfair, but that's a different conversation. Like, ban the guy. I don't mind the ban. I mind the length and the fact that you won't even tell the man. Does he not deserve to know why he was banned? At the very minimum, why would he not deserve it? He's given Twitch so much, and Twitch has given him a lot. Like, when I break up with somebody, I would at least like to know I was bad in bed, or, I was a racist boyfriend or something like that. Like, give me something to kind of like grow on, like he can't learn if he doesn't know what he did. Pics or pants didn't happen. Hey, what's up, Grenster? Nice to see you, my friend. We're having a great morning. I have been soapboxing for like 2 hours straight, and I probably said a lot of questionable stuff. Oh, man, it just happens. I'm so sorry. Yeah, 40,000 viewers. Could you imagine? Like, you know how many people on Twitch get that? Nobody. Like 1 or 2 people. Twitch just doesn't have the population that YouTube has. And sending some of your top talent over to your competitor is about the dumbest thing I could think that you could do. I agree. Permabans are wrong. Yeah, like I just don't believe in deplatforming. And unfortunately, as a progressive, I'm supposed to, but I just don't. I don't see the value there. Mess, bad and bad. Listen, I just need to know how to get better. Shouldn't everybody have an opportunity to get better? I'm a very different person than when I was 20 years old. I would say I was a very reckless person when I was 20. But now that I'm 42, I've learned so much. I've come a long way. I still say some pretty terrible things from time to time. And generally, I don't really mean them. But sometimes I really do. You just don't know which ones. Oh, the mystery ensues. Yo, get the mystery van, guys. We have a mystery on our hands. Oh, man. I hope you guys don't mind all these talks. We really went deep on a lot of subjects. This might be the first podcast, the first tea with Unjacked, that I didn't finish a glass in 2 hours. That's how much tea I drank, an hour and 45. This is how much tea I drank because of how much talking I did. This might be the most content-packed episode that I've done. That is incredible. There was a lot of passion in here, though. Everything I talked about, I was super passionate. And I meant a lot of it. But I also had a little bit of fun, too. I hope you guys can differentiate, like, what's what. Who wants 75 points? Line them up, boys. Me, please. There you go. We're going to wind this down. I think it's time. I think I've made my points. Does anybody have anything that they would like to add before we close this out? Again, this will be on YouTube tomorrow. This goes live on YouTube tomorrow. So if you want to check it out, you missed any parts of it, you can either go through the VOD or you can go onto YouTube and watch it. But yeah. Post your alibis. Let me know. Is there anything that you appreciate or anything that you didn't appreciate that I covered? Is there a take that I gave you that was pretty much wrong? If you can't think of it now, you can always hit me up later, of course. You can always put it on the Discord. I like to talk about subjects that are meaningful to me. I think it's important that we have discourse. I think it's important that we can talk about how we feel without being, fear of being canceled. Thank you. I enjoyed your stream, dude. I enjoyed having you here. See you. I'm not leaving, by the way. Hold on. I am not done. We are halfway done with the stream. I'm about to explain how this works for those of you that are here for the first time. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do a 2-hour podcast, thereabouts, usually about an hour and 45 to 2 hours, nothing over 2 hours. I bring the stream down for about 5 minutes, enough for me to reset the stream, bring up marbles on stream, and we're going to hang out for another 3 hours live. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you're only catching the podcast. That's it. I record one Grand Prix on marbles and I put that on YouTube. So you will get a little bit of gameplay, but you won't be able to do it live with me. Everything I do is live. I like to put it up on YouTube for later, for those of you that don't know me. But this is how we do it. So I'm about to bring the stream down. You guys can stay right in the chat. Literally, I'm going to go use the restroom. I'm going to go get a fresh glass of tea. I'm going to stretch my legs. And then I'm going to bring the stream right back up. We're going to get marbles on stream. And we're going to see who's going to race like the wind today. I'm dropping out after the podcast part. Once again, I enjoy the conversation. Look forward to more. Hey, man, thanks. I really appreciate it. And I understand a lot of people won't come over to marbles, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just glad that we actually spent a little time together. And we actually had a pretty deep conversation. Cow doggy, don't work too hard, all right? Enjoy your day. Be productive. Feel good. And we'll do this again on Thursday. Thursday will be episode number 17, and I look forward to that too. Anyway, guys, for YouTube, if you're seeing this and you got this far, maybe you subscribe a little bit. I don't know. Maybe you wait for some more videos that come out. If you don't want to subscribe, maybe you have commitment issues, go ahead and like it. Maybe leave a comment. Tell me what a dick I am. Or, hey, man, you made some really good points. I don't know. Either way, tell me. I'd rather have a conversation with you than just a passing dislike or a non-action. For those of you on Twitch, in about 5 minutes, we're going to start playing marbles on stream, and I'm so excited. I get to win almost all the time, and this time I'm taking first place. I'm bringing my marble game. I hope you guys will come over with me. Until then, I will see you guys in a few minutes or on Thursday. Later, Gators.